calm, over cool, over collective. You know, especially with all the media whirlwind in L.A., Phil Jackson is that guy. He kept things cool and collective.
On the floor for the visiting Boston Celtics. At small forward, Rudy Gay. At the other forward position, Dennis Rodman. At point guard, Derrick Rose. At center, David Robinson. At the other guard position, Tracy McGrady. The head coach of the visiting team is Brad Stevens. Center, 7 feet 1 inch, number 27, Rudy Gobert. Starting at small forward, standing 6'11", number 34, Giannis Antetokounmpo. At the other forward position, at 7 foot 3 inches, number 0, Kristaps Porzingis. At the shooting guard position, at 6 foot 6 inches, number 1, Devin Booker. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 4 inches, number 25, the chosen one. Your home team.
Live from New Orleans, 2K Sports proudly brings you NBA basketball from the home of the Pelicans. Celtics are looking to end their road trip here with a strong outing. Well, they come into every game with confidence, and this game is no different. Two elite teams put each other to the test, certainly, every time they meet. A lot on the line in this one, though.
And you know, for the Celtics, it has taken no time for them to come together as a team. I mean, no time. There wasn't much being said about them preseason, but now everybody's got them in their radar.
Well, they couldn't have asked for a better start to their campaign. I mean, give credit to the coaching staff for customizing a game plan and system suited to the talent.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. On the court for the Celtics, Rose is out there with Tracy McGrady. Then there's Rudy Gay. Then it's Robinson, and it's Rodman in at the 4. Well, this is really one of the nicer buildings in the NBA, right downtown Clark, this home of the Pelicans across from the Superdome.
Kevin, you're always worried about how close we are to Bourbon Street when we come here, man. But yeah, this was a fortress for the Pelicans last season as they won some big games here, for sure.
Here in the first, a little over a minute played so far. Now we'll go to DB, who had a chance to talk with head coach Brad Stevens. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, he told me their game plan offensively today is a relatively simple one. He wants to see as many plays run through the low post as possible. He said physically, we're the stronger team, and we need to use that to our benefit. Guys?
All right, Doris, here's the chosen one. David Robinson making his last shot. Nice shot by Porzingis.
Off to a nice start here. They've hit all 3 from the field.
Outside Rose, the feed to McGrady. There's a screen by Robinson. McGrady kicks to Rose. Good, and it's McGrady who picks up the assist.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Here's the chosen one. He's covered by Rose. Finished off the brace.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
Here's the chosen one. He's coming off a 22-point game against Cleveland.
But what stood out for me was his gorgeous playmaking out there. I mean, over and over, he was finding his teammates in a great position to score.
A nice shot by Booker.
And early on, they looked great. They've made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
To the paint, here's Robinson, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
For New Orleans, they've gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here. And pushing it up, here's Boston. And lots of contact there. Missing the shot, he'll shoot 2.
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
And guys, you see how Rudy Gay just exploded last season in the second half. I mean, I think he felt at ease in George Karl's system. And I think that's one reason why you're starting to see just how good Rudy Gay can be.
Porzingis passes to Gobert. He kicks to Booker. The pass to Porzingis. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2. That's on David Robinson. For a long time, critics have gotten on Gay for his lack of efficiency, but he quieted some of those voices, Clark, last year with his play instead.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, across the board, he made nice improvements, not only in his scoring, but also his ability to create shots for others.
The Celtics really seemed to get better as last season wore on, too. GA finished the year looking very dangerous.
Kevin, with the Celtics, they were dynamite after the All-Star break. Had the second-best record in the Eastern Conference post-All-Star.
Now here's Gobert, following the shot by Rudy Gay. From deep. Pass to Booker. From past the arc. David Robinson with the rebound.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Rose kicks to Robinson. Gay in the corner. Rodman sets a screen. The Celtics working the ball around now. Rose. Gobert with the block. To the middle. And Antetokounmpo with the basket on the assist by Booker.
You know, one of the big things for the Celtics after the All-Star break was they played smarter. I mean, they went from the middle of the pack in terms of turnovers to a team that rarely made mistakes.
Rose gets the bucket.
It's been a very efficient first quarter for him. He's creating good opportunities and converting those that he creates.
Yeah, that's a good point about the Celtics and their turnovers. Last year, after the All-Star break, they were 4th in the league in limiting their mistakes. They played well beyond their years down the stretch.
New Orleans making some changes here. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Winslow comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And it's Caldwell Pope in for Booker. So Boston going with almost an entire new group here. Brook Lopez is checked in for Robinson. Nene comes in for Dennis Rodman. Trevor Ariza is checked in for Rudy Gay. And it's Williams in for Rose.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Outside Williams. A floater. He lays it in.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
1:05 left to play here in the first. Here's the chosen one. He's guarded by Williams. The offensive rebound. O'Quinn the pass to the chosen one. There's the triple. And Caldwell Pope gets the basket. Caldwell Pope's got himself on the board with 3 there.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quicker.
Now here's Lopez. Last game with 30 points. Scooped up. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
O'Quinn can't hit. Last game for the Celtics, it was a loss to the San Antonio Spurs.
And really, I thought what was the difference in that game? Offensive rebounding, or the lack thereof. A lot of one-and-dones in that game.
Yeah, offensive rebounding to me is all about heart, the willingness to get in there and mix it up, do your work early, get to that inside position. And I didn't see any of that fight from them.
Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. New Orleans on top. They're up by 4. And Celtics head coach Brad Stevens lured away from a very successful tenure with the Butler Bulldogs. He talked about... I wonder if Coach Brad Stevens feels like he's recruiting another college class with all those draft picks busting his stockpile.
Well, I don't know how he would address that question, but I do know he's feeling real good about his decision. I mean, taking the Celtics to the playoffs in just his second season, I mean, I think he's one of the bright coaching stars in the NBA today. It was the NBA's game and college basketball's loss when he moved on to the Celtics.
Well said. Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for New Orleans.
Guys, they are dialed in from beyond right now. They didn't waste any time getting into a groove in this game.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Rodman is out there with Brook Lopez. Then there's Darren Williams. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's Rose in at the one. Watching Brook Lopez, he all the time contributes in every category. It's amazing the number of Clark ways he affects the game.
Deadly with the shot. Tremendous touch back to the basket, moves, facing up, makes free throws, good offensive rebounder, capable passer. He just makes things happen.
Gobert can't hit.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
That's a quick bucket there. Solid in transition.
Well, you know, he loves the chance to get out and run, and we could see right there why he does.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Moutier with the basket.
Nice stroke from long range, and if he keeps getting those opportunities, he better take them.
So the Celtics call timeout. They're first. Last year, the Pelicans, Greg, pushed their way into the postseason. It was a neck-and-neck battle for that number 8 spot, as you recall, with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
And how about the excitement down the stretch? They were able to edge out the Thunder and Russell Westbrook on that just point binge down the stretch there. And what a final day that was. A big, huge win over the Spurs let them get into the postseason for the first time under the Pelican moniker.
Robinson's checked in for Boston. Shabazz Muhammad comes in for Darren Williams. Gobert against Robinson. They set the pick. Here's Muhammad. And that's good. Robinson picking up the assists. Muhammad's got the game tied up here for the Celtics.
And as you said, I mean, New Orleans made the playoffs for the first time under the name Pelicans. Unfortunately for them, they ran into the Warriors in the first round and were promptly swept away.
O'Quinn, and he gets it to go. O'Quinn's got 5 now.
You love it when a big man has those soft hands. Rarely any problem converting that close to the rim.
Offensive rebound. Robinson misses. The Pelicans have gone 3 of 4 from the floor here in the second quarter. Now here's Booker. Rodman covering. Here's Gobert. Right through the D for the layup. And now a 4-point New Orleans lead.
And thinking back to the Pelicans' playoffs from last year, let a 20-point lead slip away in that fourth quarter of Game 3. But they played better than a sweep and got valuable postseason experience for that young roster.
And the dunk by Booker.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Celtics trail by 6. Rose with the ball. Now defended by Moutier. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound.
They've done their part here to run down a lot of missed shots. A solid rebounding effort.
Yeah, energy has been the difference, and they're fighting for every loose ball and giving as good as they get on the inside.
There's a screen pass to Gay. Gay is doubled. Now here's Muhammad, defended by Booker. 5 to shoot. Gay. And he overshot that one, missing.
The right thing there to stay that tight on him and really try to keep him out of his comfort zone. And just a nice bucket there to really just sustain that lead.
Well, a few more possessions like that, and they'll do more than sustain the lead, Greg. I think they'll start to put this thing away by pulling away.
Feeds it to Muhammad. And it's Rose penetrating. Muhammad dishes to Rose. And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a three-point play.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Catching up on the changes for New Orleans. Zinkas, he's checked in for Kyle O'Quinn. Contavious Caldwell-Pope comes in for Booker. And it's the chosen one in for Moutier. Here's the chosen one. He's covered by Rose. And that one's good. Caldwell-Pope's got his second basket of the night.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
Here's McGrady. And no good. Trying to use the glass. On offense, here are the Pelicans. They're on a 15-6 run. New Orleans moving it around. The three. And another three for New Orleans.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
They get a hand on it. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's the chosen one.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
That was a Kodak moment right there. The more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
It was a tough battle down the stretch, but the Celtics were able to get back into the playoffs last year.
And kind of just hovering around all season. But give them credit. They fought their way in and spent only 1 year out of the postseason in their rebuild.
The Celtics have yet to miss from the free throw line. They're 3 for 3.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And, guys, that's a pretty good improvement over last season.
Winslow's checked in for Antetokounmpo. And then for Boston. Lopez, he's checked in for Robinson. Nene comes in for Muhammad. And it's Williams in for Rose. So he gets them both.
And, you know, for the Celtics, the actual playoff series didn't go well. They got swept by the Cavaliers, but most people will remember the injuries from the series more than the play, and the Celtics have a bright future, no doubt.
Here's the chosen one, and foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. The Pelicans have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Good on both. 29 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Now here's Williams. He's guarded closely. From deep. And that one's good. Williams has got 5.
The defender was spinning around like an agitator in a washing machine after that crossover.
I think you're right. Looks a little bit dizzy after that one.
Here's the chosen one, and he can't bank that one in. Here's McGrady. Ball's knocked loose. And that does it for the first half of play. Pelicans lead by 11. And now let's catch up with Doris Burke, who's standing by on the sideline. Doris?
Kevin, I have Derrick Rose, and Derrick, you guys were scoring pretty nicely as a unit here tonight. How do you facilitate that?
Just be more efficient. I'm taking less shots, making sure that I make my shots and take my time on the offensive end and get people involved in the game.
Thank you, Derrick. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And we'll be right back after halftime for the start of quarter number 3.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Well, 2 quarters down, 2 to go. Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith as we start breaking it down for you. A competitive matchup for New Orleans in the first quarter. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. The second quarter was very positive for them. They clearly upped the intensity and upped their lead, finishing the half with an 11-point advantage. What did you think, Shaq, about New Orleans?
Well, it was an unselfish, team-oriented half of basketball. The ball never stopped moving. Their offense had a great flow to it. It prevented anyone from getting lazy out there. They're always moving, cutting.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Now, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first 2 quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
Really an extraordinary game for the chosen one. 10 points, and he's hit the mark twice from 3-point range as well.
And Clark, it's no stretch to say the more points he gives them from beyond the arc, the better off they'll be.
Rudy Gobert is out there with Porzingis. Then it's the chosen one, and then there's Antetokounmpo. And it's Booker in at the 2-guard spot. That's the Pelicans 5. He sinks the 11-footer. 12 points for the chosen one.
Oh, terrific move there. I think he may need to check those ankles. He's just left the defender on the ground.
That is a highlight and a half, guys, or a highlight plus. Anytime you shake a guy out of his shoes like that, it's going to make the rounds for sure.
Rose kicks to McGrady. Second chance shot. It's good, and the New Orleans lead is cut down now to just 8 on the basket from David Robinson.
Just not enough bodies on the glass right there, and they paid for it.
Well, Greg, I know you're a little guy, but you know what it means to box out, and it's an effort thing and a mindset deal. You got to get your body between that other player and the ball.
And, you know, that's an example of how many plays we have in a game for which there's no stat. A monster dunk coming off just a terrific pick play.
Greg, you're right. It really did work to perfection. Gave him all the room he needed for the flush.
Boy, that's a sound physical play. I mean, can't be afraid to put a shoulder into somebody every once in a while. It's a contact sport, folks.
the Pelicans call timeout.
Now a timeout called by New Orleans. Coming into this, having notched a win against Cleveland in their last game.
And in that game, guys, I mean, the beneficiary of what was some very lackluster defense being played against them.
Agreed, guys. It was really quite shocking and disappointing how many free runs to the hoop they got.
No good from Booker. Celtics trail by 10. Last year, the Celtics had a solid 19-22 road record, Clark. Not the 500 mark most teams want, but a very good effort from a young team, and no one really expected that.
Yeah, and you think about this team that's still growing and has a lot of youth. I mean, that kind of road record, very impressive. Their fans should be feeling pretty good about what the future holds with this group.
Pass to the chosen one. Just 5 to shoot. Gobert, the pass to the chosen one. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. The chosen one's got 6 points in the quarter.
And thinking back on the Celtics, on the road, their away record doesn't tell the whole story. They won their last 7 road games in that tremendous playoff push.
And the Pelicans making a change here. O'Quinn's checked in. Now here's Rose. He's guarded closely. And New Orleans pushing it up now. Here's the chosen one. He's covered by Rose. The chosen one passes to O'Quinn. Can't hit the free throw line jumper.
Another away from home note for the Celtics. They were 7-1 in road games against the rest of their division. Their road play was the driving factor as to why they made the playoffs.
Rose kicks to McGrady. Pelicans with the rebound. And guys, this is the first they're seeing of Boston.
And this is a matchup that can frustrate them as they came up empty in their 2 games against them last year.
Guys, you wouldn't expect this year's series to go that way, but after last year, you never know.
The shot's good from O'Quinn.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
very steady with their work on the interior. Really a well-rounded effort overall.
Robinson dishes to McGrady, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Robinson's got 3 assists in the game. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Dishes to O'Quinn. Inside. Here's the chosen one. 16 points for him. Clock at 4. New Orleans needs to get off a shot.
And last season, the Pelicans made it into the playoffs. I mean, could have had an easier road to get there if they were stronger against the Eastern Conference.
Winslow's checked in for New Orleans. Routier comes in for the chosen one. Brook Lopez is checked in for Boston. Williams comes in for Derrick Rose. To the paint, here's Robinson, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
And if that doesn't get them fired up, guys, nothing will.
Greg, just what the doctor ordered, huh? Some high-flying antics to narrow the deficit.
Tell you what, fellas, that could give them the energy boost they've been looking for.
Winslow's shot is off.
That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
That cuts the lead to single digits. McGrady's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passing. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
And a breakdown here, guys, the hustle stats for the Pelicans.
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
And, guys, I think you've got to give them credit for the number of steals they've taken away. I mean, a lot of effort on the defense from them tonight.
The Boston Celtics figured to be near the bottom of the league last year. In many ways, they outperformed a lot of people's expectations.
And by no means were they a contender at any point, but they very well could be ahead of themselves in terms of the rebuilding process.
And with the Celtics being a surprise threat near the end of last season, even their losses were close games.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Nene, he's checked in for Robinson. And Trevor Ariza subbed in for Rudy Gay.
I mean, he makes plays like that in his sleep. The game is just far too easy.
To back up your point about the Celtics being in close games, I mean, their point differential on the year was less than where you would expect it to be for a team that made the playoffs. I mean, it really gives you an idea of how many close games they played.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
Celtics trail by 13. Williams kicks to McGrady. Here's Lopez, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it, gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
There's the dish to Williams. No good on the triple. Out to the wing. Now the pass to Porzingis. And another 3 for New Orleans.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
From deep three-point range, misses. Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. The Pelicans on top, up by 6. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. Pelicans leading by 16, and a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Trevor Ariza out there with Rodman. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then it's Tracy McGrady, and it's Rose in at the point. Boston's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Rodman sets a screen. Rose attacking. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Some changes for Boston. Robinson comes in for Brook Lopez. And Rudy Gay is subbed in for Trevor Ariza. Free throw, good, Rose. Derrick Rose, unbelievable spirit. We know about his toughness, has fought through injuries of all kinds that might cause a lesser competitor to hang up his sneakers.
And competitor, that's the word, Kevin. I mean, he was impossible to outcompete at the high school level, the college level, and now in the pros.
Robinson passes to Rose. The 15-footer, and it's Robinson that time on the assist by Rose.
Assisted.
Rose has got assist number 7 for him tonight.
And, you know, back to D. Rose for a moment. He drives the lane now as hard as he did before the injuries. It's a level of fearlessness that only a few guys possess. And it's not teachable. You either have it or you don't. He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
Here's Rose. Celtics passing it around. Robinson, that's good.
Man, he is just really in a flow right now. That field goal percentage has gone through the roof.
New Orleans leading by 13.
And, you know, back to D. Rose. He grew up in a brutally dangerous neighborhood on Chicago's South Side. Some of that fearlessness, that competitiveness he exhibits was learned early on out of necessity.
The Celtics have gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the 4th quarter. They came out of the break on a roll, and it's blocked. And that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession.
Boston timeout call.
Now a timeout called by Boston. Look at the chosen one. He's been playing really well.
I mean, he's getting to the rack all game, and if they can't do a better job of keeping him out of the paint, they're in for a long night.
And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Hi, guys. Over that break, I was able to catch the message Brad Stevens was giving to his team. He let his players know that they've got to do a better job on defense. He said, they're scoring any way they want. We've got to show some pride here. Let's make a stand defensively, get us stops, and get on a run of our own. Do they have it in them, Kevin?
Pelicans shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight. Now, here is McGrady. Defense is right there. Got that one up quick. And that's 13 points for Rose.
You know, if you're only looking at the way he's played offensively, you'd think his team would have the lead.
Here's the chosen one. He's covered by Rose. The chosen one passes to Caldwell Pope. Shot clock at 5. Fader on the way. And that's collected by Gay.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Here's Rodman. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. New Orleans leading by 11. To the wing right side. The chosen one. From out on the wing, he knocks it down. The chosen one's got 4 points this quarter.
And when they've gone to him, he has come through big time. You got to keep getting him touches.
Rose with the ball. That's in, and he's 7 for 12 now in the game. 4th quarter keeps moving right along. 3 minutes gone so far. Here's the chosen one, and there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
Robinson, that's good.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
And that's 10 of their last 12 points that have come off assists.
Down low, here's Porzingis, and he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Porzingis has got 9 points now in just the second half. Celtics trail by 13. Rose goes in, got a hand on it, and they'll keep possession. Here's McGrady. Wants to get it to Robinson, and does.
Not really the best decision. I mean, get the easy two, the for sure two. No need to make it fancy and special.
That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. The Celtics have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Been some solid looks for them. Rose can't get that one to fall. Pelicans leading by 13. Here's the chosen one. Releases. Dennis Rodman pulls it in. McGrady right side. Lets it fly. Gay can't get it to go. The Pelicans have gotten into a pretty good groove, going 6 of 10 here in the final quarter. Rebound by Rose.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
Good.
And you know what? He's shaking off the cold shooting performance from the first half.
Here's the chosen one. Gets himself open and drills it. The chosen one's got 8 points here in this quarter.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. They want things to be easy on themselves here late. Make sure he has the ball.
Booker, he's checked in for Caldwell Pope. 1:22 left in the fourth quarter. Gobert with the block, but they'll get another chance. Robinson, that's good.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
Pelicans leading by 11. Here's the chosen one. And he gets that one to go off the front iron. The chosen one's got 26 points.
And these are the types of games where one team clearly has the edge. Tonight, it will be a win by a large margin for the Pelicans.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one, Kevin, and then they do it again. It worked.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And in a two-game season series, you love taking charge of game one. That's obvious, and exactly what they're doing here tonight against the Celtics.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for the chosen one. You can set a tone with defense, and that's exactly what he did with how he protected the rim.
Offline with his three. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. McGrady's running. He dishes it to Rodman. Plenty of space. It's rebounded by New Orleans. They led by as many as 18 points. Passes it to the chosen one. From deep three-point range, he cans that one.
Oh, man, what a shot. He hit that one from another time zone.
You just watch him pull up, always so dangerous.
So we see the Pelicans taking the W here. It was a tale of two teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on them. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. And now time to send it over to the award-winning Ernie Johnson for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thanks, Kevin, and let's take a look now as we give the nod to our Jordan Player of the Game. He had just an outstanding fourth-quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
He had a sensational night shooting the ball. Over 60% reminds me of myself. If you're shooting over 60%, you're playing smart, you're being aggressive, and you're creating opportunities. What a spectacular performance.
There's no doubt about it. This guy is a leader. He was in attack mode all night, calling for it and delivering in some big, big plays and baskets. His point total shows everything that I'm talking about. The defense was like, what am I going to do? And he was like, nothing, because I'm toying with you.
And that brings us to the end of our broadcast for this evening. For Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, Kevin Harlan, and our illustrious 2K Sports crew, this is Ernie Johnson saying good night, and we'll see you again soon, but not soon enough.